WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, let's do it, Jarom, Tanner, and Nolly.
It's another edition of the WCB Podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings and Raycon. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What is up, bud?
Oh man, it's been a week.
Dude, it has been a week, and it's nice that it's not the Hawks, but it is.
But yeah,
but it isn't.
But it is, but it isn't. And then there's the Hawks did do things. The Hawks aren't even a part of things that happened, but they've been brought into it. And yeah, a week. It's been a week.
It has been a week. There's a lot of drama going on in Ottawa that's unfolding. Possible end of the line for probably one of the greatest playmakers. Best playmaker? I don't know if greatest is the right way, but one of the best playmakers.
He's up there. He's up there. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
unfortunate fine. Accident overseas too on Saturday night. That's potentially going to change hockey here for a little bit.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, let's talk a little Blackhawks. A little Hawks talk. 3 games happened. Started last week with the I keep saying free agent frenzy. Frozen frenzy.
That's right.
Every single team played. And I don't know if I just did it wrong. I just didn't really get the whole appeal.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I don't know if I did it wrong, because like I said, maybe I needed to have on my computer one thing and then watching games on TV for the other.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was cool because I was watching ahead of the Hawks game a little bit, where it was kind of going in and out of other games and catching highlights and stuff and some live play, and I was just like, this is really cool. I'm really excited to see that kind of stuff. I thought it was awesome. Then just watch the Hawks game and just disappointment. But I mean, not disappointment in they lost, disappointment in the fact that Connor Bedard scored a fucking nasty goal and then it gets disallowed.
Belly of the year too.
Yeah,
little Patty Kane pump up. What are you doing? How are you now?
The little dial it in and fucking let's go.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating because there's gotta be some sort of stipulation on when an offside is no longer gonna be a part of this because they had possession.
Yeah, so real quick, before, in case you forgot, because it has been over a week since this game. Hawks were on the power play. They bring the puck in the zone. Charlie Coyle just fucking throws the puck up the middle right to Bedard. He fucking snipes it home. Think the Hawks get the 1-0 lead. Boston challenges it, and it gets reversed on offsides.
Which was 40 seconds earlier, wasn't it?
Correct. I believe so. It was it wasn't a bang offsides. It was offsides in the zone. And then, as you mentioned, Boston controlled it. Boston turned it over to Bedard. There has got to be an adjustment to it. And I'm not just saying this because it was a fucking sick Bedard goal.
Yeah.
It's a general thing. It's happened to Toronto against Chicago. Nylander was offside on a play, but I think there was a time period where I think it was another 30-40 seconds that Toronto had the puck in the zone. I mean, there's been multiple times where this has happened, and it's you just go put back 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, it's kind of weird just to eliminate that whole time frame. It's just, I don't know, if you gain possession of the puck and don't clear it, I feel like it should be the same. I don't know. I think this is just because I'm probably being biased at this point, but it should be the same as if you are offside, but the other team brings the puck into the zone, and then you can gain possession that way because you're not the ones that brought it in.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just it was just a shit mess game too, but. Looking at the stats, one of the positive things from this, the Hawks were almost 50% at the dot.
Yeah, which is something.
Reichel was 66.7 and Bedard was 54.6.
He's getting there. little Yannick Perreault. Teaching's helping a little bit there.
Another solid game by Mrazek too. 43 shots against with 40 saves.
I feel so bad for him that he does not get the fucking respect that he deserves. Like he's playing well. Like on a good team, I would love to see him on a good team that is competing to win.
I mean,
or is he one of those goalies that
he
needs all the action? He needs
right. Like it's kind of like Darcy Kemper in Arizona before he goes to Colorado, right? Like he's getting shelled, but he's making like 40 plus save shutouts because it's just like you get into the zone. And then he goes to Colorado and everybody's like, I don't know if he's that good, but like still like does enough, wins a cup. And then now he's in Washington and they just can't do anything. But yeah, he's been playing great at the beginning of the season, which I mean, unless you have anything else to say about this game, kind of just move on.
Yeah, no, we can move on.
So speaking about Mrazek, so it's the first time this year that they didn't just go back to Soderblom, because they kind of been just like splitting starts.
Yeah.
They went back to Mrazek for this game against the Golden Knights. And, it pays off.
Yeah. Undefeated going into this game, Vegas. I was all prepared for just a shit show. I wasn't heartbroken that the game started early and I was going to miss most of it because of coming home from work. But this was a fun game. Like it turned out to be a good, fun game. Hawks were in this, man. I mean, they took the lead. Because they had it against Toronto. Never mind. Bedard scores a fucking sick goal again with an even better setup by Foligno to keep the play going. Just a little one-hand scoop to him. Like, it was fucking unreal.
Very surprised that the Foligno being on Bedard's line is working out as well. At least for that play.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm really not.
It's just like the foot speed thing. That's what's kind of throwing me off.
Fair.
But like this is another one of those situations that Alex Vlasic, who I think has been absolutely incredible for the beginning part of the season, just reads the play on the breakout and throws it out there. And then Foligno just, gets enough on it to put it to the center of the ice there. And Connor Bedard just like finishes. And I'm telling you, man, this Vlasic's just giving me so many shades of Seabrook. It's crazy.
Unfortunately, though, he left this game early. In the second period, he got blindsided hit by what was his name? Howden?
Oh, Brett Howden.
Who was suspended earlier this season for 2 games in the season opener for a similar hit on Tanev on Seattle. But yeah, Vlasic would leave this game. He would play less than 10 minutes. He's actually left the team, went back to Chicago after this one, and is in concussion protocol. So fingers crossed, it's more precautionary than anything, and he's able to get back out there sooner than later.
I mean, the good thing, not the good thing, but like the Hawks being where they are, like he's not going to be rushed back, right? Like there's no chance of them rushing him back in and possibly like getting hurt again. So like he'll have all the time to kind of, get back into it.
And this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the season. It was like next man up with the defenseman. We got plenty of young defensemen in the system that are gonna get some NHL time this year to kind of see what they can do. And they called Isaac Phillips up to fill that in. So it sucks that it's Vlasic. I mean,
especially since I think he was probably one of the best defensemen, period, 100%. Not just rookies. One of our best defensemen, like for the beginning part of the season.
100%. But yeah, so this one too, Donato, Bedard, Radish gave the lead. Shea Theodore ties it up. I mean, that was just aggressive play.
He had all day. I was like, oh, this is because I got home from work and was able to catch the third period and like so excited as hell because like Radish scored. I was like, oh my god, let's fucking go. And then the last like 5 minutes of the game, I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna tie it. I was like, there's no chance.
It literally was NHL 24 zone pressure thing. Like Vegas was just all over them. Mrazek was dead. ties it up, and I was very upset because they were up 3-2, and I started making that post I did with the hangover, the logo, punching out the Knights, and then they just tie it up, and I'm like, oh no, I just wasted so much time. Goes to overtime. Power play, Bedard gets tripped up going into the zone.
First power play for the Hawks in the game, too.
In the game, yes.
Jesus.
And give you $1 million before this game started. You said the Blackhawks are going to win this in overtime. Would you have guessed Philip Kurashev for $1 million?
No, I probably would just guess Bedard. But yeah, man, Kurashev first game back in the lineup, you know. It was him, Foligno, and Bedard on the line.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, you know, the shot itself isn't anything impressive. He just kind of threw it on net and went in.
Hey, they don't ask how, they ask how many. Let's go.
Exactly, right? And so like that's good. Kurashev, you know, like starting the season out, point per game.
Just a group chat nagging him before the game.
His only shot on the game too, which is hilarious.
Saved it. He saved it.
Yeah.
So the Hawks went 1-for-1 on the power play. I think the first time this year that they've were perfect on the power play.
Yeah, killing it on the power play and that.
And then Monday, trip to the Arizona to the Mullet. All we're gonna talk about is the first 28 seconds. Fucking amazing pass from Korshinsky.
Yeah,
Bedard. Fucking filthy shot by Bedard.
Also, you see that 5-on-5, and how do you not put Korchinski on the like first line power play?
Yeah, I don't understand why they keep pushing Seth Jones on the top power play.
I think it's probably like, hey man, we're paying him, might as well play him.
That game got ugly fast. Tenori had a couple fights, right? At least
Tenori had one fight and Foligno had one fight. I saw the fights, and Tenori and Foligno both won the shit out of those fights.
Who did Tenori fight? Was it O'Brien?
No. That was that was sorry. No, sorry. Tenori fought McBain, and then Foligno fought O'Brien.
McBain in the box after the Tenori fight, and his eye instantly was like fucking swollen.
O'Brien. This is where I'm getting everything mixed up. Foligno caught O'Brien with the hit to the like eye and cut him. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Anyway, one of the Hawks kicked the other Coyotes' ass, had an awesome fucking shiner in the penalty box. It was fucking great. I will also say too, the matte helmets that Arizona was wearing with their alternate jerseys look fucking sick. It was weird at first.
I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? When I first saw it, but then I'm like looking, I'm like, it's matte is better than chrome. Fucking take a lesson, Vegas. Take a lesson, LA. Like, goddamn. Yeah, the Hawks lost that one 8-1. It was bad.
The Hawks did better in the dot, at least 56%.
Think that's the only thing they did good.
Ever since Yannick Perreault had at least the one ice session with Bedard, he didn't have that good actually. He was at 40%, but the Hawks altogether,
hey, 40% is very good for him.
Pushing 56%.
I mean, Vegas, he was only 35%. So I mean, it's got his up and down.
Yeah, so here's the thing that I don't know. I sent you guys like on our friend chat, like the Foligno interview, where he talks about this game, and he's like, I first of all, Foligno, like, give him the C if you want to give it to anybody. He's amazing. But he just kind of talks about how they're not doing things the right way in order to get back into these games. Like, instead of playing like in your systems and doing everything correctly, it's like the Hawks go down and then they're immediately trying to get it back, and they're just giving up more chances. And he said, like, this one hurts, and like it's a good thing that this happened, because now we have 5 days to sit and chew on it and get pissed off. And it's like, yeah, like he said, for more experienced teams, like, you really kind of try and just brush this one off and move on to the next game. But like, when we're not a very experienced team, like, you're gonna have to sit and think about this one and think about what the fuck you did wrong. It's like, yeah, man, like, they're gonna learn more from this game than like the 3-0 Boston loss, right? Like,
oh yeah, 100%. Because it's a team they realistically they should have been competing with. I don't know if it's a guaranteed win against them, but it should not be 8-1.
No,
this is one of those
not.
teams that are games that it's like, okay, same playing field here. Let's go out there.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Handed them their first loss. And then you get smoked in a 4,000 person arena.
You're supposed to build. This is the game you're supposed to use to build up on the momentum.
But it's kind of like you get that vibe of like, okay, like we had that tough night and we won. Now we can take the night off. Right?
Yeah, no.
That's not the case. It's the NHL.
You cannot do that, especially when you're in a position that the Hawks are in. It's not like you're not expected to win, but you're also expected to like compete. You got fucking Connor Bedard on your team. You got to give this kid the best opportunity to like succeed and all that kind of stuff. And I know that's kind of like a lot of pressure on Bedard, and it's just like, oh, just save Bedard. But it's like, it's kind of the truth though at this point right now. Like, you're not playing for anything. You're playing for Bedard and to get him develop into the level to where he needs to be. And you're losing 8-1. Yeah, I don't know.
All I know is Logan Cooley only had 1 assist, so Bedard won the head-to-head matchup with a goal.
Here's my favorite thing about that: you win fucking 8-1. And you're Clayton Keller, and you don't get a fucking point, and you're a -1.
Right? How crazy is it that like their first line basically was pointless?
Fucking hilarious.
You got Jack McBain with fucking 4 points, and then that Carcone kid with 4 points with a hattie.
You had 2 Gordie Howe hat tricks on fucking Arizona.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was unreal. But before we take a look, I'm going to talk about the month, the first month for the Hawks. Before we do that, let's do 3 stars for the week.
Yeah, why not?
All my 3 picks come from the Vegas game.
Oh, just like based off of the Vegas game?
Well, like essentially the reason I'm picking them is from what they did in the Vegas game. My first star, or let's start third.
Third. Okay, what would you have third?
I had Foligno for that assist.
Okay, yeah, Foligno for the assist. I'd say for the fight too.
Yeah,
and his interview.
Yeah,
the way he talks about the team after the game.
Big team guy.
Big leader. A lot of leadership there.
Who we got for second star?
Bedard
for second. Okay.
Yeah.
And who do you have first then?
Mrazek
again?
Yeah. Because, Mrazek came in, only let him 1 against Arizona, but he won the game against Vegas, and he had a very solid outing against Boston. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me actually find his actual stats for this past week.
I had Bedard first star, and I gave Khrushchev second star for first goal of the season and ending Vegas's winning streak. Even though technically the point streak's still alive.
Mrazek had a solid. He went 1-1. I think it was just because he beat Vegas. He had like a really good game against Boston.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't agree.
Because nobody else played.
Right? Yeah, I don't disagree with it at all. Yeah.
Like if Bedard's goal counted against Boston, maybe he's
it would have been Bedard finished the week. 2 goals that week.
Was it Athanasiou that was offside? Like if that didn't happen,
oh yeah, that's why he was healthy scratch against Vegas.
Probably.
Oh man, Jesus. So October is in the books. Hawks finished 3-9, 3-5, right? Yeah. Why did I write down? That threw me off here for a second. Where to go? 3-6.
3-6.
Yeah, 3-6. I wrote down key wins, and then I realized that they're all key wins were their only wins of the season. They beat Vegas, they beat Toronto, and they beat Pittsburgh to open it up.
Yeah, those are pretty solid wins, huh?
Those are big wins. Nothing to look down on. 19 goals for, 32 goals against. Their power play percentage is 9.1%, which is good for 31st in the league.
Jesus.
Their PK is 86.7%, good for 7th in the league.
Yeah, that's good. They just a good
So,
penalty kill, and they are on the penalty kill fucking often.
A lot. Holy shit. Overreaction time. I'm gonna name some players, and I want you to tell me if you're overreacting to them yet. You think they're where they need to be, or does something need to change? And we're gonna start with the biggest debate everybody's talking about is Lukas Reichel. 0 points in 9 games. Time to panic with him. Is he a bust? Do we send him down? Do we trade him? Do we cut his ass?
I think it's honestly the funniest thing is that everybody's like, move him back to the wing. The experiment's over. It's like, all right, it's been 9 games. The team's not good. He hasn't had a solid, or like, he hasn't had line mates that have like complimented him well. If you want to develop Lukas Reichel as a center, he has to play center. Like, there's nothing wrong with him playing center. He just doesn't have anybody on his fucking line. And everybody thinks that like his growth is going to be stunted. And it's like, it's been 9 games. No, but like, I would like to see him first line power play.
Yep.
I mean, the bit before the season started, it was supposed to be Kurashev with Reichel. And that just, like, Kurashev came back and was immediately on Bedard's line because Taylor Hall's not there. So I personally think it would be awesome if they brought Gutman back up and put him on the wing with Reichel at center.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I like that. Here's the thing too. I would like to see him back at wing just to get some time with Bedard. But the realistic part of that is, one, like you said, you're trying to develop as a center. This is the time to do it. A season that means nothing. Just, let him play it out. 2, if he doesn't play center, who fucking plays center?
Yeah.
You have on the cap friendly, Tyler Johnson's is listed as a center. Foligno's listed as a center. Dickinson's a center. Kurashev's listed as a center. Donato's a center. Entwistle and Reese Johnson. I don't know if any of those guys could be a 2C.
No. It's such an overreaction. Like, because he hasn't scored a point, like you got to stop this experiment of having him at center. It doesn't make sense. The team barely scores right now, and it's not Reichel's fault. It'd be great, like I said, give him some wingers that actually complement him, because the way that he can control the puck, and if you've seen it in the games, he has a lot of these chances, they just haven't been going in, but there's so many times that he looks so smooth carrying the puck, and that's what that's what typically you'd want your center to do. And like, having him be more defensively responsible was like the whole point of him playing most of the season last year in the AHL, and he kind of grew into that. Those are like, he has the ability to play center. It's just, we have no good wingers for a first line or a second line. So like, right, yeah. If we have anybody that's remotely playing well at wing, they're going to play on Bedard's wing. And then Reichel's just kind of getting fucking scraps.
Spoiler. This is what a rebuild is.
Yeah, it's shit's hard, man.
It's gonna be tough. It's not like, oh, we got Bedard, let's go win the Stanley Cup. No. Like, I think people forget the first year of like Kane and Taves was not good hockey still.
No.
I mean,
it was exciting.
It was exciting, but it wasn't good hockey. They weren't automatically contenders and all that. Like, it takes time to develop, and especially when you tear it down completely to the studs like Davison's doing. I mean, you're gonna have to deal with this shit like this. And speaking of scoring, or lack of scoring, Hawks are tied for 4th for fewest goals in the league.
Yeah, the Hawks weren't expected to be good.
No.
And like I said, it would be nice to make the small little changes, like putting Reichel on the first line power play, also putting Korchinski on the first line power play, because I mean, that's got to be like your first line power play of the future, Bedard, Reichel, and Korchinski.
Yeah.
So like it would be great to see them all together right now. Because as it is, like when they do gain possession on that first line power play, like they kill so much time on the clock that by the time like Korchinski and Reichel do get time, they have like 25 seconds. And they don't really get much power play time.
Possession time on that first PK is unreal.
Yeah.
They just
they just lose it at the point with Seth Jones.
I've never been like a shoot the puck guy. Like screw out, shoot the fucking puck, shoot the puck. But watching that first power play unit, I get it. I get why some people scream shoot the puck.
It's the most shoot the puck situation.
It's like
in the entire game. Oh my god.
It's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then like you said this before, I don't know if it was last episode or episode before, they just decided to shoot it instead of shooting, fucking shoots it right into fucking guys. It's like what dude. What are we doing? Like that's so when you decide to shoot.
Here's the insane thing about this. Okay, so you can pull up the power play stats for this season, and this is hilarious to me. You know who has the most shots on the power play right now? Lucas Reichel.
Oh shit.
You know how much power play time he has so far? 18 and a half minutes. So the second line power play, 18 and a half minutes. Connor Bedard leads the team with 40 minutes on the power play and has 5 shots.
Jesus.
Seth Jones has 38 and a half minutes on the power play with 1 shot. 1 shot, but I swear to God, he's taking fucking 60. Like it's so crazy.
So is that shots on net? Does it show how many shot attempts Seth Jones has had?
It does not. I don't.
Or how many shots have been blocked?
We have literally fucking 3 power play goals with Bedard, Kurashev, and Tyler Johnson. This is just it's crazy. I mean, Philip Kurashev's power play goals per 60 is out through the roof at 12.24 because he's been on like 2 power plays. Oh my god.
People need to get off of Reichel's dick.
Yeah, man. Like
let the man cook. Let him.
He's currently not put in the best situations to fucking score. Like second line power play, like I said, he's gotten less than half the amount of time on the power play that Bedard has. And then the second line is completely a shit show for him because it's always a mess to figure out who's going to play there because it's all right, who's not playing well enough to be on Bedard's line and probably should be in the top 6. So it's like right now it's Taylor Radish and Athanasiou, and neither of them have done pretty much fucking anything yet so far. So like he's getting guys that are like supposed to be in the top 6 but not performing it well enough to play on the first line. So it's like they're already like slumping wingers playing with a guy that's trying to develop well, and everybody thinks it's Lucas Reichel's fucking fault. No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. All right.
It's so crazy looking at like the power play time on ice. Fucking Taylor Hall missed 4 games and he still has more power play time on ice than Lucas Reichel.
Yeah, that's one thing I love Coach Richardson, but his mindset of sticking to these units and not trying different things. Like I understand what he's doing. He's trying to spread it out a little bit, but like you said, they've had 3 power play goals this year.
Yeah,
they're 31st in the league.
The first power play has been consistently Corey Perry, Seth Jones, and Connor Bedard, and then a mixture of like Tyler Johnson, Nick Foligno, like I think Radish got some time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Athanasiou, but like the fact that Lucas Reichel still has not been given the shot on the first line power play, especially where Taylor Hall would have been, because he's that perfect left-handed player for that side of the ice with fucking Seth Jones or please Kevin Korchinski at the top and then Bedard at the other circle. Like, that umbrella of those three young guys would be so fucking awesome. And it's frustrating because it's like, it's like, come on, please.
All right. Another player I want to get your overreaction, underreaction. Wyatt Kaiser. He comes up as, one of the three young kids that made the opening night roster. He's played a lot of games. I think he's played every single game this year.
Yes.
Again, he is. I'm trying to pull up the stats. For some reason, it closed out on me. All right. He is currently 1 assist -3 through 9 games. He's averaging about 17 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time. And he is just destroying. He's got 8 penalty minutes so far. Is it time to maybe, well, I mean, now it's a little bit different with Vlasic out, but do you think it's time with Vlasic's back to maybe get him some time in Rockford? Do you think bring up another kid? Do you think sit him down, let him watch from above a game or two?
I've actually really liked Wyatt Kaiser being out there.
Okay.
I think that he's been just solid. Like, sure, he's made some mistakes, but like, obviously, like, rookies make mistakes, but he's only a -3. And I mean, if you're gonna look at plus minus, fucking Connor Murphy's -10. Like, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. Korchinski's -8. That's why I'm saying, like, Wyatt Kaiser's been he's been solid, man. I wasn't sure what to expect from him offensively at all. I think I don't know. I don't think he's a liability. That's basically what it comes down to. And then, like, the things that, like, he does end up doing wrong that you kind of notice, you can kind of chalk up to rookie behaviors.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he has a lot of confidence out there too. He does well when he carries the puck, and it's just good stuff that you'll see him grow into. And I think giving him the opportunity, and he's been playing, has he not been playing like a lot of like PK? Let me check their penalty kill. I mean, Vlasic has been like the most impressive, like I said, by far. He's a +4. I think he's been one of the most like notable defensemen.
So
Wyatt Kaiser's third in defenseman in shorthanded time on ice.
So he's got the trust of the staff to put him in a kill situation. The kill, I mean, it's top 10 in the league, so it's like must be doing something right out there. Do you think that a lot of people are hard on Kaiser because of how well Vlasic and Korchinski are doing? That
I think it's because, like, you're seeing Vlasic perform. It's the way that you know what they're supposed to do. And it's like Korchinski's out there to be an offensive defenseman. So like him being such a minus isn't a huge problem.
Yeah.
And then Vlasic's out there to be like that really good defensive kind of defenseman. But he's also showing signs of good offensive behaviors. And then Wyatt Kaiser is kind of like, okay, so what are you supposed to be? And I think that's what everybody's kind of like, which one are you falling into like the path of? And I think he's just becoming like the solid, or what I've seen is just a solid, like, non-liability, like solid, like sound defenseman that's going to be just kind of rounding out that top 6. But he's on the penalty kill. He's on the penalty kill really often. I mean, the two leading penalty killers are Connor Murphy and Seth Jones, and then it's Wyatt Kaiser. So like that shows you something like he's very trusted, like you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of finding, and it's weird to say it, he's like a two-way defenseman. Like
in a way,
he does a good job breaking down, and he's got no problem jumping up into the play, and he doesn't look lost when he does it.
I think it's I don't know about saying two-way as much as like he's good defensively, but he's great at like what he does really well too is breaking the puck out and like being confident in carrying the puck. But like I don't know if he's all that noticeable at the moment in the offensive zone, but he does have like I think some pretty good tendencies when for a rookie, like I said before, like showing that kind of confidence and just like possessing the puck.
All right, and the last name I'm gonna give you, Connor Bedard.
Hey, he's doing well with what he's given.
4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. He's a -5. He's averaging 9:45 ice time.
9:45.
19:45. Sorry. Yeah, that'd be really bad if it was. But yeah, I mean, is he blowing everybody out of the water like
I think
was
he's.
anticipating?
I
No?
think he.
I mean,
No, I mean, I think everybody thought he was gonna like shit on everybody, but you got to realize that a lot of these teams, all they do right now is focus on him.
oh, put
And
a jersey on. Now I'm a Connor McDavid. Let's go. Like that's not. It wasn't gonna happen like that.
no,
I mean, second in the league in rookies.
I think he's been super impressive though. Like, oh my god, every time he has the puck, I'm like, it's going in.
he, it's so funny to watch somebody. Like, I mean, he has 6 points. It's not bad. Like I said, he's second in rookie scoring, but it's so funny to see somebody with the puck that you're so confident he's gonna put the puck in the net that hasn't proven it yet. But just seeing his fucking hockey IQ and his stick handling ability and just knowing where to go and how he reads the play, like it's you could tell he's on just a completely different level.
Yeah,
And it's just only got it has to get you even more excited for when they start putting guys around him that
when the pieces
actually
start
help.
to fall around.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what like I mean, the power play could be doing so much better, but like you see it when it's out there. Like they're shading towards him, they're giving him no space. And even when they give him no space, he still finds like the areas where to like dish the puck off and everything. It's great. It's so funny sometimes to like see during the power play, like when they're rushing at him and how calm he is, and just like kind of just does like a little turn and then just like has open eyes. I'm just like, what's like nobody else does it. Everybody will like freak out and panic.
Yeah. He back-to-back games with goals. I kind of said it. Once they start going in, I think it's gonna be a problem for the rest of the league.
Yeah.
And I think he's starting to find it a little bit here. So I'm super excited to see where he goes in
yeah. Hopefully other people can start scoring, so he'll start upping those assists. Otherwise, he's just gonna have to bank on like people putting rebounds in.
Yeah. Taylor Hall needs to come back. He needs his line mate back.
Yeah.
And
then that would also help with Kurashev going down to Reichel's line and hopefully helping him out.
There you go.
I would honestly, if Kurashev still is playing on Bedard's line and Taylor Hall ends up playing with Reichel, that's not a terrible decision. I would still feel bad if Taylor Hall comes back and then the line is literally just Hall, Bedard, and Kurashev. And then it's like, sorry, Reichel. Like,
hey, maybe Foligno will help Reichel.
Maybe.
You never know. Any surprises for you for the first month for the Hawks?
Reese Johnson, man. He's so good. I love Reese Johnson. He's actually been a huge deal on the penalty kill. I think he's been blocking a lot of shots, making a lot of good plays. And I was just kind of joking about it, but like, yeah, the penalty kill is the biggest surprise for me because they've played some solid teams, right? And they've gotten a lot of fucking penalties. And
yeah, I would not have predicted their penalty kill to be as good as it has been. Yeah, my surprise is Corey Perry.
Oh, I love Corey Perry. He's so great.
Love him. Tied for Bedard for the lead in points with 6. Yeah, we're on to a new month. November isn't gonna get much easier for the Hawks. They play next on Saturday against Florida. Then they got back-to-back New Jersey on Sunday. Then they got
Yikes.
Tampa Bay. Then they got Florida again. Then they got Tampa Bay again.
Yeah, the Hawks have barely played anybody in their own division yet.
Well, there, good news. After they play Tampa Bay for the second time, they go to Nashville. And then they come back home and play Buffalo. Then they got Columbus. Then you got Black Friday against Toronto.
That's a dub.
And then you got St. Louis, Seattle, and Detroit. So it's a lot of teams that are good, a lot of teams that should be good that are kind of underperforming.
And a lot of teams that should be bad that are playing really well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's so funny to see like there's not really that many shitty teams in the league at the moment. Like why can't we play San Jose? Why does Boston, Vegas, and Colorado get to play San Jose like 1,000 fucking times right now?
But and hey, yet, we got St. Louis coming up.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're shitty. They are 3-3-1 right now. So, but I think Bennington's doing good, which is unfortunate. But
I just the Sharks are 0-8-1. Calgary's fucking 9-6-1. Edmonton's 2-5-1. It's like right now we could be sitting 6th in the fucking Pacific.
Calgary's 2-6-1.
Yeah.
You said 9-6-1.
Oh, because they had nine games played. Sorry, 2-6-1.
I was like, wait a second. What are you bitching about? That's actually not bad for Calgary.
We'd be fucking sitting 6th in the Pacific right now. That shit division.
That's so funny. Only 2 points back out. Ugh. All right. You got anything else for Hawks talk?
I don't think so. It's just, don't fucking worry about the Hawks. Like, they're not expected to be good. Everybody wants them to be good, and like just so that like Bedard looks amazing. Bedard's gonna do Bedard things. He's gonna play well. Reichel will eventually get a point. Don't worry. It's just,
if I'm being completely honest with you, this is better than what I thought they were gonna do.
Yeah, right.
I thought they were only gonna finish the month with 1 win, honestly, going into it. But
I would like to see Gutman playing on like Lucas Reichel's line.
Yeah, I wish.
It's just, I mean, there's just a lot that needs to get figured out, right?
It just sucks that Gutman's in Rockford and fucking Entwistle's still on this team.
Yeah, well, that makes it makes sense in a way because like Entwistle's bottom 6, right? Yeah. Gutman, they wanted him on like 3rd line, but like I don't know. Even Tyler Johnson playing on Reichel's wing would be better.
I feel like he just kind of disappeared. Like he played a couple really good games to start the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's back to like, oh shit, he's on this team.
Yeah.
Like he does that.
A little bit. I think it's also because like he was getting his ass kicked in the first few games. Just like every time like he got hit, I was like, oh shit, Bedard got it. And I was like, nope, never mind. That's just Tyler Johnson. It's okay.
The NFL season is going strong, and DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 on any game this week to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of sweetener offer every day this October. Get in on the game of greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet 5 on the NFL. That's code THPN only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort, Kansas City. Licensing partner, Gold Nugget Lake Charles, LA. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in ONT. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbooks.com DraftKings.com slash see sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, deposit restrictions, responsible gambling resources. Halloween is over and it is now my favorite time of year. Christmas time is here. It may be too early to start decorating for the holidays, but it's never too early to start your holiday shopping. Why not take care of it now before the crowds and packed calendars make shopping a total nightmare? Especially when you can get some of the best deals of the season well before Black Friday. You can shop Raycon products right now and save up to 50% off because their early Black Friday sale is going on now. You heard me talk about Raycon products before. Raycon first made a name for themselves in the audio space with products like their everyday earbuds, known for delivering high quality, thoughtful features like a 32-hour battery life and a perfect in-ear fit for all day wearing and lasting comfort. And this past year, they expanded their entire business with the introduction of Raycon Home and Raycon Power Tech. Their 5-star reviewed Magic 180 cables allow you to charge iOS, micro USB, and Type-C devices 8 times faster with a 100-watt power delivery. Raycon is known for delivering high quality and thoughtful features at half the price of other premium tech brands. It's no wonder their products have racked up tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. To everyone, get in the holiday shopping spirit a bit early. Raycon is currently offering 20% off everything on their site with select products up to 50% off. So beat the crowds and save now. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on Raycon's early Black Friday sale. Hurry up now to buy raycon.com/THPN to get 20 to 50% off site wide. That's buyraycon.com/THPN to score up to 50% off Raycon products. Buyraycon.com/THPN. All right, moving on to NHL talk. We'll kick off with the first thing. It was a sad moment in the hockey world. Saturday night, Adam Johnson, former Pittsburgh Penguin, was playing over in England, and unfortunately an accident happened, got cut in the throat with a skate of a player, and unfortunately he passed later that night. Shitty, scary thing. Yeah, it's tough. I still have not watched the video, or I don't want to watch it. Like, I know I don't think you see a lot in it,
No,
but I still like, I
it's
know
not
it's just
like anything. I like a lot of people are like, oh my god, don't watch it. What? Sure. I didn't think it was like that crazy. Like, like, obviously everybody's talked about it. Like, so you know what to expect when you watch the video. It's like, yeah, the skate comes up and catches him. The video isn't from like really close up, so you don't like watch the skate like come across or anything. It's such a fucking weird maneuver how he like ends up getting upended, and like I can see here's the dumbest thing is like I can understand why there's this argument that like he did it on purpose because of the way that his leg makes this like jerky motion. But like when you're falling like face first onto the ice, like you're kind of trying to like catch your balance so you don't fucking wreck your own face into the ice. And so like sometimes throwing your leg up to like make sure that you're not going up and over is like what happens. It's just a really odd situation. And like the fact that this has become a whole fucking race issue too is absolutely bananas to me. It's fucking insane. Like,
welcome to 2023. Like, everything's got to be like get blown out of proportion about everything.
Yeah. In the video too, like the guy that caught him, so like his last name's like Petgrave. Like you see him skate away, like shaken up, like he fucking knows exactly what happened. He sees it and he's just like, oh fuck. And like he's not having from what I've read is like he's like cut off all like social media like whatever accounts, there we go, because he's just been getting harassed like crazy.
Yeah,
and like even the team, like players from the Nottingham Panthers have come out to like defend him because it's just like these people are fucking insane.
I mean, it's being investigated right now by police, but take that into account that they have to do that regardless because there was a death.
Right.
They're
investigating things like medical response, and like we're like ambulances available in like the right place and stuff
but
like
they're
that.
they also did say that they will talk to experts in the field. I don't know if that's hockey players or what, but to discuss about like, the way the player fell, if it was natural, all this kind of stuff, blah blah blah. I forgot who said it, but because I've seen people saying like, oh no, it's not intentional, and then there's people who are like, oh no, this is fucking intentional and all this kind of stuff. And there's like a former player that's like, I think that there was intent to get a piece of him, but there's no way he woke up saying, I'm gonna go kill this guy or I'm gonna take somebody's life. It was a freak accident, no matter what you call it. It was a
There's no
freak
chance
accident.
he was like, I'm gonna throw my skates up in the air this game and catch somebody up high.
Yeah. It's never gonna happen. But I mean, it's scary. I mean, I think what's really scary about it is like that's professional hockey. And it's
in
like
England. I'm sorry, that's not.
But anyway, it's like it's professional hockey, and like it's like if that's a big concern, and it's like fucking all these beer league players, playing at 10 o'clock at night, half of them who don't know how to skate, half of them are drunk when they're getting on the ice and all that kind of stuff. It's like it kind of makes you really realize like what you're risking when you're stepping on the ice, no matter what, because anything can happen. I mean, look at against Boston, the Hawks. What's his name?
Jakob Lauko.
You got the skate to the face, literally just missed his eye. Like, was inches, maybe even centimeters away from hitting him in the eye. Like, anything can happen.
And he has a half shield, doesn't he?
Yeah. It went under. Like, I mean, anything can happen. Do you think like mandating neck guards and all that is like a no-brainer here?
I mean,
or do you think it's
the type of thing where it's like a reaction to a freak accident, right? Like, I mean, at the pro level, in the NHL at least, it's happened twice, three times.
Yeah, there's
three times.
Yeah, 10 years ago, I think there's a player in Florida.
So I don't know, like if you're gonna mandate it, because it's just such an uncommon occurrence. But I understand like the severity of it too. I mean, the players currently aren't going to fucking do it. Like, it's going to be something that's going to have to be grandfathered in, like the half shields.
Yeah.
Helmets, and then fucking half shields, and now like neck guards.
This is gonna be cages
and like everybody's like, oh, like how would you not wear a neck guard? It's like, all right, obviously you never played fucking hockey, because those things like
my senior year of high school, they mandated it for Illinois hockey.
Yeah.
And I ended up wearing just like an Under Armour, like
a turtleneck,
because it was like all the other neck guards, it felt like I was like getting choked out, and like it just was so uncomfortable, and I was always pulling at it. It's like if they could find a way. I know TJ Oshie has a company that's working on stuff like that, and they're developing.
Yeah, they do like the wrist protection.
Yeah, they've been working with Evander Kane since his accident to try to figure that out. Yeah, maybe it takes like an NHL player to.
What was somebody had made like a tweet or something about like nobody says anything about Draisaitl,
the one
like
I sent.
skating over Evander Kane's wrist, but as soon as it's like race was reversed, it's homicide. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like that's so stupid. It's like this is like first off, there's a death involved, so yeah, that's a little bit different. Second, Evander Kane fell in front of Patrick Maroon as he was skating by or something.
Thinking, yeah.
But it was like one of those like no, again,
it's another freak
accident. Yeah. But
they didn't mandate wrist guards right away.
A lot of players will use them though.
Yeah. It's just I understand the reaction to it. If it didn't happen, they still wouldn't be pushing neck guards. It's just a reaction to like the situation. I don't know.
Oh, saw this here too.
I think it should just be like up to the player.
That NHL Deputy Commissioner said Gary Bettman has been in touch with the NHLPA Director Marty Walsh to put the issue of neck protection on the radar, with the NHL strongly recommending players use neck guards going forward. So it's going to be an optional thing, I think. The
It's
WHL,
are they gonna eventually like mandate like the ear guards to be like put back in the helmets?
Patchy Kane was ahead of his time. WHL just mandated them starting November 3rd.
Yeah.
Emily Kalpin reported that several NHL players she spoke with were now considering trying out protective neck guards. John Marino gave a bit more detail, saying that he discussed the possibility of neck guard mandate. He wouldn't be surprised if NHL makes it mandatory in the near future. ECHL, Wheeling Nailers, and the Pittsburgh Penguins AHL team have mandated them. And Providence Bruins were wearing them that next day. So it's like, it's a thing. But like you said, it's got to be, I think it's going to be optional. You're not going to be able to force anybody to do it that doesn't want to, especially when they've had the option not to.
Yeah. I think if like equipment companies really do like start putting a lot more effort into them, because obviously like they've been such an optional piece of equipment that like they're just like, okay, like we'll make a neck guard, but like there's not a lot of research into it. Like if you look at the way gloves are currently versus the way they were in the 90s, like they're so much better and so much more advanced. And like all I think about is like a neck guard that I was wearing like in the 90s when I was like a child. I'm like, yeah, those things fucking suck.
Oh my god,
but if you take that like equipment technology advancement into the neck guards and actually make it so that it's not uncomfortable and it like doesn't restrict movement when you're like trying to just turn your fucking head and pay attention to the play, like I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, what is the goalie? Is like the collarbone?
Oh yeah, it kind of
like,
flares. I fucking never wore one, dude. No,
I'm just wondering.
I just had like the plastic hang down.
That seemed a little bit more though, like a little bit better than what the player neck guard is. So it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like developing.
Well, that's because you didn't
want
to take like fucking shots off the collarbone. That shit hurts like crazy.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, safety is always up for discussion in the league and all that kind of stuff, and it'll just be curious to see. I mean, I'm sure they had this same conversation back when they started introducing helmets, and they're just like, "Oh, freak accident, helmet." Oh,
well, yeah, it's the whole reason like they have to wear helmets during warmups now, because like thanks Taylor Hall. Like a freak accident, he slips on the ice and somebody has to like jump over to him to avoid his head and ends up cutting his head.
Did you pay Korchinski and Bedard's fine yet, Bedard or Hall? Like,
oh, I was like, did I? No.
So yeah, sad story.
Yeah, I think that like if anything, and they do mandate it, it's going to be one of those pieces of equipment that quickly becomes better than what it currently is. I don't even know what it's like right now, but like I said, I'm just picturing like early 2000s, like 90s neck guards where it's just
the little
bulky and like a pain in the ass to wear. Yeah.
And it's
I'm sure they'll like develop it to be like all you have to do is like now it's going to be like a thinner piece of like Kevlar that is going to be lightweight and like not so restrictive.
And I hate to be that guy, but you got to make it look okay. Like, you got to make it look, because it's like, I'm sorry, and like, I'm not trying to be like funny about it, but it's like, it's a like,
don't make you look like a nerd.
You look like the giant like neck brace type of thing, and it's like, who wants to be wearing that and like looking around like that kind of thing? It's just, I don't know.
And then I'm sure plenty of people are gonna be like, oh, what does it fucking matter what you look like? It's like, look good, feel good, play good, bud. Like, come on.
All right. I was gonna do Ottawa first, but let's just get the quick one out of the way here. Nicholas Backstrom announced today that he is stepping away from hockey to focus on his injury. I guess he is still having issues with his hip that he had surgically repaired. I don't know if it was last season or the year before. The time, I'm telling you, man, the last 5 years, like the timeline's all off for me. But
right around COVID has just been like a weird one.
Yeah. So, hips hips suck. I would not be surprised if that's all all she wrote for Backstrom in his NHL career.
If that's it for him, does he go on LTIR?
Oh, I'm sure.
And then Capitals have some cap space.
Welcome to Arizona, Nicholas Backstrom.
Yeah.
Join the Raptors.
What is he? What was he? He still has like how much left on his deal?
I thought he just negotiated like a new deal.
I thought so too. Oh, here it is. 9.2. Yeah, if he's done and you get 9.2 of cap space freed up.
How many years left?
Just this year and next year.
Oh, it's not too bad.
It's just it sucks because like I mean, his whole career, I feel like he's been like one of the most underrated players.
Oh, 100%.
He's been so good.
I was about to say best player not to have a Stanley Cup, and I forgot he was on the Stanley Cup team because he's so.
He only played 39 games last season and 47 the year before. So did he finish out the year last year, or did he start?
I think he finished it last year.
So he might have been like 2 years ago, like not finishing the season and then not starting the upcoming or that following one.
I think that sounds about right. Yeah, if he finishes, this is it for him. He'll finish with 1,105 games, 271 goals, 762 assists for 1,033 points.
I think the biggest bummer that I just fucking thought of is that he's not going to be the one to assist on the record goal.
That was literally what I was thinking of when I looked up his stats. I was like, oh no. And I was telling you before we recorded, the first thing I thought of was that insurance commercial that him and Ovi were in. When Ovi's wife is asking, why is Backstrom on our insurance policies? It's like, oh, if something happens to Backstrom, who's going to pass the puck to Ovi? Yeah, who's going to pass the puck to Ovi? Like, God, it sucks. What is with this like generation of players?
Dylan Strome is fucking leading their team in goals. Oh man, he's got 6.
Still has only 1, right?
No, he's got 2.
Okay.
Oh, he's leading in points with 8 points in 8 games, and then Dylan Strome's just got 6 goals. Is he just putting home rebounds? Is that what's going on right now?
He's got to be.
It's every Ovechkin assist is just a Dylan Strome like put away.
All right. Let's move on to the big drama of the week.
Well, I'm just curious what they're going to do with this 9.2 in cap space. Like, they're not a good team. Are they going to utilize it to try and actually make a playoff push? Or do you think that they're just going to be like, all right, I mean, maybe we tear it down or like retool a bit? And
who do they go for, though?
Probably a defenseman. Because they just got rid of Orlov last season.
Who's got a team that needs cap space? Everybody.
Like, I don't know, man.
Calgary Flames got a couple guys that
yeah, dude. What if they went after like Hannafin?
4.9. You still have about 4 million to play with, give or take.
What if they just make a massive deal and they try and buy low on Huberdeau?
Oh man, no. $10 million, 10.5. Calgary's gonna have to retain 50% of that for the duration of that contract for me to take him.
I'm just thinking, like, if Calgary is possibly gonna just like tear it down because they suck again.
I don't know what Calgary thinks they're doing. They're just.
I mean, Washington. It depends on what they want to do, right? Like, are they going to just try and still push for the playoffs because they have Ovi? Like, you have one of the greatest goal scorers, or you
need to put.
You need like, okay, we're done.
No, you need to get the pieces that's going to let Ovi break the record.
Right.
That's what you need. It's not about Stanley Cups. It's not about winning hockey games. It's about Ovi getting 4 goals a night.
So I'm saying, like, can you imagine if they were able to buy low on Huberdeau, and he just is like a spark that ignites like a massive, like Ovechkin 60 goal a year, and Huberdeau gets back up to like 115 points.
So you're saying, are you just saying that until he gets the record and then fuck Washington after that, because Huberdeau at 10.5 until
he's 38 years old. Yeah,
31 season.
You're basically playing for the record setting. But I mean, I'm telling you, like, Huberdeau would be a better fucking winger than like Tom Wilson on that top line to feed Huberdeau. Oh, Kane? True. Actually, yeah, I forgot Kane's just in the free agent, but I don't know. Yeah, that'd be kind of nasty.
Kane to Ovechkin. Oh,
yeah, that'd be so weird.
That would be so weird.
It's like some NHL
Kane
like
little
10,
power
12.
play. Kane power play sauce from his corner over to Ovechkin's circle for the 1T. Oh,
yeah. Oh, sign me up. Let's see it. 9.2. Just transfer that 9.2 to Kaner and fucking get it going. Shit. I wouldn't feel as bad if he like went to Washington instead of like Detroit.
Right. All right, let's get through this auto drama here quick, because we're kind of going along here. Ottawa, if you remember, fucked up a no trade list situation with Dadonov and the Vegas Golden Knights.
That was it. That was it.
That was it.
So 2 years ago, that was it.
They traded him to Vegas, told him that, oh yeah, his no trade, he doesn't have a no trade or whatever, or didn't submit a list or whatever. Vegas went to go trade him to Anaheim last trade deadline to clear up some cap space for another move. And their Dadonov's agent, no. We have a no trade protection. Anaheim's on that list. NHL vetoed it. So there's going to be no punishment, nothing, anything like that. It is what it is. It's done. Fast forward to last week, Elliot Friedman on 32 Thoughts said that the NHL is getting ready to discipline the Ottawa Senators for the whole Dadonov trade situation, the one that they said wasn't going to be punished. That got brought up today when the NHL announced that the Ottawa Senators want to forfeit a first-round draft pick in either 24, 25, or 26 draft. They will have 48 hours after the draft lottery to determine which draft they were going to use it, if they were going to give up that year's draft. So just knowing that in what the Ottawa Senators lost, you just know hockey Twitter and hockey social media took that with pure maturity and completely understanding the situation. And in no way brought the Chicago Blackhawks into this situation. People are pissed.
Yeah.
Including
and they're pissed at the Hawks for some reason.
Pissed at the Hawks. But the person who might be the most pissed out of anybody is Ottawa Senators' new owner, Michael Andlauer. Andlauer. We were neglected in our duty, embarrassed the NHL, pissed off two other teams. Oh, these are some quotes that he was talking about this.
Yep.
No reason Dadonov trade probe took this long. Why I inherited this is beyond me. He also claims the NHL never told him about this investigation or the other investigation that was going on in Ottawa that we also missed because it broke after we recorded last week. Shane Pinto being suspended 41 games for violating the NHL gambling policy.
Which he doesn't even have a contract.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one in a second. Dadonov went to Vegas. No trade list was provided to them. Deal to Anaheim was called off as it was Otto's fault. He's pissed off that he buys his team. Nobody ever told him that this was going on. Yeah, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty shit.
Can Andlauer get money back here? Or
well, I think it's somebody had posted on Reddit a comment that was like, it's typical NHL to punish a team for not disclosing something during a transaction while also not disclosing something during a transaction. Like, oh yeah, dude, like he was never told about these investigations when purchasing the team, and then they drop fucking same week. And it's just, I mean,
maybe
it's
maybe
shitty
they did not want
because
to
like
disrupt
everybody's
it to
like,
make
oh,
sure the
like
seller got the best price possible. That was his quote.
It's because you don't know all the details on the investigation, but apparently like people were saying that Vegas was pushing hard for like a punishment for him because Vegas feels like they were done dirty because like they're already seen as like the cutthroat fucking management team, and it's like, yeah, you look like that anyway, like
because you are.
Yeah, like you've done it to yourself. What the fuck like you're gonna blame Ottawa, but
You
also
tell Marc-Andre Fleury that he's gonna retire a Vegas Golden Knight in the elevator, and then an hour later he finds out via Twitter that he's been traded to the Blackhawks for fucking nothing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What do you think you're gonna have that repetition for?
And it's just, it's so pathetic for like that kind of reasoning to be what like they're like, you have to like punish them, you have to do that. It's like, fuck Vegas, fuck them. So just, I'm so sick of them.
And if you're gonna take a draft pick, take the third round pick. Take the third round pick that was originally involved in that trade. Not like, I mean, not like the original pick. Take like a third round pick because that was what was involved.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like because you want to set the precedent of like all the information needs to be disclosed within like a no trade clause, like at the time of making a trade. But I'm so confused on like where things went wrong, because it was like people are saying that Vegas didn't check to see that he had a no trade clause, but it's like you already know he has one because like the contract says so. I thought it was the fact that like Ottawa didn't submit to Vegas the no trade list of teams that Dadnoff had put out there. And
correct.
That Vegas just thought that he didn't have a list of teams. But it's like, why didn't they fucking ask? Because they didn't want to look bad to Dadnoff that they're trying to trade him. But it's like that, you already fucking look bad anyway. Like,
I don't, you know what though? I'm on Vegas' side on this one.
This should have been disclosed.
Right. This is on Peter Dorian. Like Pierre Dorian, sorry. Pierre Dorian. Like he should have disclosed this. It should have been submitted. I don't know if he didn't submit it to Vegas or he didn't submit it to the league or what. But like Vegas was going based on what they thought was the information they had.
I just don't understand how this can be, how this situation though is seen as like Ottawa getting an advantage in the trade if Vegas didn't know that Anaheim was on the no trade list, right? Like, was it in the plans? Was it in the cards when they acquired Dadnoff to trade him to Anaheim? Like, it's such an after the fact fucking bullshit reason.
No, I think it's because the fact that they made this trade based on the information they thought they were able to make this trade, and they were trying to set something else up. And because Ottawa didn't submit the no trade list, so they didn't have the information. They didn't have a no trade list to go off of. Vegas thought they were clear. If Ottawa is
just butthurt because they feel like they look bad.
No, I think this is on Ottawa, because if Ottawa would have been like, Vegas, here's the no trade list,
right?
We could go to these other teams to try to move Dadnoff to try to clear this salary to do the next move.
I think what the reasoning behind the punishment too is the fact that like Vegas tried to make this move at the trade deadline in order to like work their cap, right?
Yeah.
And since the trade got declined and it was past the trade deadline, it's fucked Vegas. And like that's why Ottawa's being punished.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that like the trade itself happened between Ottawa and Vegas. It's the repercussions of them withholding information from Vegas for their future trade.
Right. Yeah. So Ottawa prevented Vegas
from hockey operations.
Yes.
Based off of their that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. That's why Vegas
the shit that came out where Vegas is like, oh, we look bad. It's like, well, you fucking fit the bill. But
no,
if you were to come out and say like the trade that we tried to make was declined because we weren't given information that Ottawa was supposed to supply to us, therefore it hurt our hockey operations, like they deserve to be punished, then that makes way more sense.
See, that's what it is. So that's what they said. And it should have been period, stop, end of statements.
Yeah.
Not comma. Plus, this makes us look bad, and we don't want to look bad in the situation.
Right. We already look bad in most situations, but we don't want to look bad in this one. It was very awkward to have the player still on our team.
But
well.
So now it ended up costing Dorian his job, which I think was going to happen regardless. I think they were just waiting for that moment to pull the trigger. They just couldn't do it because he did make some good moves this offseason. Debatable with the DeBrincat trade. I think he fudged that one up a little bit.
I mean, I'm going through like his trades that he's made in the past. And man, he has not had a good history on making trades with first round picks.
No.
So even if you were to here's the thing though too. If they're giving up a first rounder within the next 3 years, they have 2 first rounders this year. Like, do you say, like, I guess depending on where they end up in the draft this year, but more than likely if they're like a playoff bubble team, I'd probably say they probably give up this year, right?
100%.
Because they have the Detroit pick to fall back on and still at least have a first rounder. I'm assuming it just makes the first round 31 picks.
So it's technically 31 picks, but that pick will be technically. So say it's the 15th pick.
Yeah.
They give up, the 15th pick will be voided. So
and that whoever was going to be taken at 15 is now just a free agent.
Yeah, no. So it's like
they can sign wherever they want.
So hey, pick 16, you know your pick 15. Pick 17, you know your pick 16. But it's like in terms of stuff,
everybody gets to move up in the draft, so that's great.
Essentially, yeah.
Here's his like his trading of picks history. He going back to 2016, he traded a first rounder, which ended up being Michael McLeod, to the Devils for a first rounder in Logan Brown, who's no longer with Ottawa. Michael McLeod, I'm pretty sure, is still with New Jersey. Actually, let me check. Is he with New Jersey? Yeah, he's still with New Jersey. He traded he made that trade, that 3-way trade with Colorado and Nashville, where he acquired Matt Duchene and then lost out on what turned out to be Bowen Byram.
As I say, like if
the fourth overall.
He probably should just get this over with and just say take the pick and just be done with it. Don't drag this out.
He acquired a first round pick from Pittsburgh in a trade of like Derek Brassard and like a bunch of guys, in which he moved that first rounder to the Rangers for another first rounder, and the Rangers ended up getting Keandre Miller with that pick. The Ottawa ended up getting Jacob Bernard Docker with that one, who's still with them, but I mean, Keandre Miller could have had, right?
You
lost that one. Then he also moved. Let's see. Well, no, he gained a pick. So this isn't a pick that he traded away, but he gained the Stutzla pick in the Carlson trade, so that was a good move of actually getting a first rounder rather than trading one away. Let's see. Let's see. Where else has he traded away a first?
How about
the
trading
DeBrincat trade ended up being Kevin Korchinski, which has worked out great for the Hawks so far.
DeBrincat's got what, 9 goals in Ottawa? I mean, wait, no, Detroit. Oh, that worked so well.
Right. So DeBrincat's not there. He traded another first to Arizona, who they ended up taking that Daniil Boot kid, who I think he's in Russia right now. Yeah, he is. Well, that's where he was.
That's all right. You got two.
That's where he was at. No, like
Arizona.
that kid could end up being pretty good still.
Oh, really?
It was this past draft.
Okay. I was gonna say you got 2 franchises, Arizona, Ottawa, who don't do well with their pick management.
Yeah, with their drafting. I mean, Arizona's picking it up.
They're doing better, yeah.
I mean, Clayton Keller has been stellar, and then Logan Cooley's good. But yeah, if Pierre Dorian was still a part and didn't resign today, like right after the news broke, like if they forfeited the pick, it probably would have been forfeited anyway. Because
I don't think he resigned. I think he was fired.
No, he resigned. It officially was resigned, but it was probably like, you should resign or we'll fire you. Like either
That's
way.
so stupid.
Like one of those kinds of things.
Fucking which is funny. Yeah. Bowman also fucked up paperwork back in his day too.
Yeah, he did. So obviously the Hawks get brought into it because of the whole punishment thing, but it's everybody's upset because they always wanted the Hawks to receive more of a punishment, but when it comes to the way that these punishments are doled out for draft picks, it's always because it's a competitive advantage hockey operations kind of a thing. And what the Hawks did is probably just like extremely shitty, not hockey operations on ice competitiveness.
And let us be clear 100%.
Yeah.
We aren't condoning anything. We 100% agree the Hawks fucked up and they probably should have gotten more punishment than what they were given.
If like the Arizona thing where you're giving workouts to players ahead of the draft, like to gain a competitive advantage in the draft, like if any team did that, it follows that like what I'm trying to say, the outcome is the same for likely for every single one of those teams, right? Like if you don't disclose things in a trade and you hurt somebody else's hockey operations and it ends up being a competitive advantage for your team, like that would basically be the same outcome for everybody had they done it. This is why like it's not really a hockey operations competitive advantage that the Hawks covered up sexual assault, because it's not like a team, if you did that, like you win the cup. Like that's not how it works. And that's why it was a legal matter that like gets handled outside. But I know everybody fucking wants to hate the fact that the Hawks didn't forfeit picks, but it's not how they handled that kind of like situation. I don't know. It's fucking, I get the frustration, but like the Hawks didn't decide the punishment themselves, and then everybody wants to complain that we got Bedard. It's like, even if the Hawks forfeited picks, it wouldn't have been that draft,
right?
So I
think Hawks are going to get Bedard regardless. I think it's not like it was going to change, and even if they had to forfeit more picks, I bet you it would have been like this same situation where it's like, okay, you can pick which draft. You have to give up a first round pick, but you have to pick which draft.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You won the draft lottery? Okay, we're not giving up this one. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. All right. I mean, anytime anybody's going to get punished for anything, it's the same shit where like, oh, everybody's going to start using that as the excuse for why something's going to be a certain way. Because, like every time a player gets a fucking hearing, they're like, oh, and Nazem Kadri or Tom Wilson is now suspended. Like you're gonna find like this. It's the same bullshit that they're gonna keep
poverty
for
franchise.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah. So, the other drama, I'll hit this really quick, and then we got one more thing, then we'll wrap it up here. Shane Pinto suspended the 41 games for violating the NHL's gambling policy. this one's very weird too because there's not really a lot of information out. There's a lot of speculation. I don't know if anything's official. It sounds basically that because of the partnership with gambling sites and all that, if an NHL player's name comes up, he gets flagged and watched. And Shane Pinto was one of these players. And when there was some unusual activity on his account, it got reported to the league, and that's when the investigation started. I've heard rumors that he was making bets for people. I was reading that people were using his name to place bets. So it's like, I don't know what it is.
It's really weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
Also, like, if you're a hockey player, you can't bet on hockey. Like, why can't you bet on games that you're not a part of?
Right.
Like, you have no influence in.
And then even
like, why would you need to bet on games anyway? Like, if you're a fucking
well, he needs to bet on games because Ottawa won't give him a contract.
Because he doesn't have a contract. That's right.
Yeah. How's he gonna feed his family, Tanner?
He's 22 years old.
21.
21. Oh my god.
And Lauer, yeah, because I'm reading his quote right here. And Lauer goes, he's 21 years old. Gretzky goes on MGN and he talks about betting. Think about being injured, having time in your hands, and a phone. It's kind of ridiculous too. It's like, I know it's like sponsorships and all that, but it's like, it's so funny posting a picture about this player being suspended for gambling, and right on the side of his helmet is a logo for a gambling company. It's just so funny to me. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's silly. It's such a stupid fucking thing.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up here. End of October, so that means player of the month, team of the month. We're doing this again this year. We're each gonna take one. Let's start player of the month. I know who you're going with.
Jack Hughes, baby.
He's
sick.
Hughes.
He's
insane. On another level.
He's insane. He's a madman.
I
think we all thought like dark horse for the heart, like Jack Hughes. He's gonna have a nasty year. Kid's got fucking 18 points in 8 games.
It's stupid. It's NHL.
He was held without a point last game, but he's had multiple like 3+ points. He had 4 points, and 3 points, just 3 games in a row. Crazy.
Anybody worried about Bedard? See, took Jack Hughes a little bit to
exactly
get going.
Yeah, Jack Hughes. Let's see. His fucking first season, he only had 21 points in 61 games. Bedard's already at 8 or 6.
Yeah, 6.
He's gonna be just fine.
Yeah,
we're okay. Jack Hughes fucking goes to start the year 2 points, 3 points, 1, 4, 4, 3, 1, 0. He's insane. He's so good.
I'm going with probably my best fantasy pickup of the season so far, Frank Vetrano.
Yeah.
9 goals, 1
2
assist, 2 fucking hat tricks. Like, he is like, oh man, if I play good, I get out of Anaheim. So let's fucking go. So
yeah, one of the hat tricks is against Carolina too. That's a really good defensive team. So the other one's against Philly, who surprisingly has been playing pretty well to start this year too.
Team of the month, who you taking?
Vancouver.
You fucking dickhead.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, and I got fucking pull up the standings. Asshole.
You can just take the Rangers.
That's what
I'm not taking Vegas, and I'm not taking Boston because those teams are fraudulent as fuck. They've had like the easiest schedules to start the year. Like, and Vegas lost to the Hawks, and Boston lost to Anaheim, and we're both actually Anaheim has been on a tear. They've won their last like 4 games, I think. Yeah, they're on a 4-game win streak right now.
I'm going to take the Rangers 5-game win streak. I think they just swept a Western Canadian trip right there. 7-2. Yeah.
Yeah. Vancouver has just been playing very well to start the year. It's
the exact opposite of last year.
Yeah. They finished games. I don't know how helpful it is that like Edmonton's dog shit right now, but they did spank them the first 2 games, and then they haven't slowed down really. They're 6-2-1.
Yeah. A couple quick honorable mentions. Detroit, 5th in the league with 13 points.
Very surprised with that team.
LA, 5-2-2 with 12 points. Montreal 5-2-2.
It's a lot of like the surprising kind of teams. I mean, New Jersey's still pretty goddamn good. It's funny to like see the standings and then like it's just there's a wild way that I don't know. It's fucking weird to me because there's so few games played. So some teams are just like falling behind, even though like they've just played less games. Like only Dallas is actually really good, but they've played like 3 less games than Carolina, and they're only 1 point behind them.
So the most games played right now is 10. The least amount is 7. So it's like
it just looks weird for some reason.
100%.
Because the teams are still just like so jumbled up because there's teams that started hot, teams that fucking started terrible, and like now they're getting better, and nobody's really found their groove except for the fucking fraudulent ass fucking teams that had like the easiest schedules to start the year.
Everybody played San Jose and Chicago.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
All right, episode 249. What do you want to call it?
Oh no. It's been a week, man.
Been a week. I like it. All right, episode 249. Make sure to follow us on all your favorite podcast feeds. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think we're gonna try to do another live watch along again here soon.
Yeah, that'd be good.
A lot of fun. Promo code THPN at DraftKings and Raycon. Social media at WCB Podcast. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
All right, love you, boys. Bye.